Welcome to CPT 114, Computers and Programming. This class is not a course that's going to teach you to be a professional developer. This class is to teach you problem-solving skills. So if you go on to become a developer, you'll have those skills. If you're a wire dragger or a networker or whatever, these skills of problem solving will help you throughout your career. So this is not just I don't want to do programming, so why am I wasting my time? You'll find this class will help you through many other classes in the future. First, most important thing is there's no book for this class, so you don't have to worry about that. Everything is in the course material. So let's take a look at some of the parts to this. One of the things is the communication tools. There's a class list tool that lists all your compadres in the class, and this is me right here. So if you want to get in touch with me, just click on my name, and it will open up an email slowly, and then allow you to go ahead and send me an email. You'll see that in my welcome message to you, my email message to you was that my problem is not having students email me too much. It's always they don't email me enough. So I get contacted way after they should have, and then I can't help them because now they're so far behind that they're having a problem. If you're in my classroom class, this is when we meet. If you're in my online section, you're welcome to come join us if you can make it during this time and sit through a class. You don't even have to tell me you're coming. Just show up, and although it'd be nice if you did show up, come up and say, "Hey, Mr. Brady, I'm in your online class," just so I know why you're there and you're not one of the normal students that are there. All right, so how does this all work? On the right-hand side, it shows when all the assignments are due. When you click on them, it sends you to the applicable tool. So this is Programming Assignment 1. It tells you what you need to do, and that is you're going to upload a Notepad file, an HTML file. And then this is where you add a file and upload those two files. So pretty easy. The next thing is the quiz. We have a quiz that's due. I simply click on this. It takes you to the quiz tool. You click on the quiz link. Then you read blah, blah, blah. So you have 2 hours to take a 10-question multiple choice test. So having not enough time is not an issue. And then this is how it works. You just go ahead and pick an answer, save the answer, and at the very bottom you would go ahead and after answering everything, go ahead and save your responses. Pretty easy. I give you 2 whacks at it, but I don't give you the answers after the first whack. So if you got one wrong on the first whack, and then you take it again and you change the wrong answer, you end up with 2 wrong, and that's 80. But the highest the highest score is what I keep. So no harm, no foul taking it twice. The average score is a 95 because most people get hundreds, and there's a few that end up with 90s for whatever reason. So let's go back to the course home again. Another communication tool is the discussion board. I want you to write a paragraph about yourself. I've already written a paragraph about myself. So you click on your instructor. This is mine. It says 25 words, but I'm not counting words. I just want you to write a nice paragraph about yourself. Don't put, "Hi, I'm here." Who cares? We want to find out a little bit about you. So please write something that's about you. If you can, upload a picture of whatever so that we get an idea who you are. Okay, the next thing is, well, how do I do this course? And that's important also. Most classes have you go into course materials and content. Don't do that in this class. It just makes it a little bit more difficult for you to do. So the easiest thing to do, because I try to make this as simple as possible. If you go down here, this right here has lessons, assignments, schedule. Everything you need is in this one link. What I recommend, just as the instructions say, is you right mouse click on it and open it in a new tab. And the reason for that is this way you can keep the main part of the course open on another tab, and you can go back and forth if you want. All right, so here is the meat and potatoes. I gave you a book just because students whine there's no book, and this has nothing to do with the course except it's JavaScript. So if you're having some problems with syntax, you might look at that book, but Other than that, it has of no use whatsoever. Um, the the flow charting software we use and the software we use to code are both Windows. So if you have a Mac, meaning that you pay too much for your technology and probably have an iPhone too, again, paying way too much for a smartphone, then that software is not going to run on that. So I have some workarounds. I have Firebug and I have Lucidchart for you to do flow charting and code. But I recommend, if you can, install Boot Camp so that you can run your very expensive Mac as a inexpensive Windows box. Or even better, go get yourself a $250 laptop from Staples or whatever, and that has Windows on it, and then you won't have all these issues constantly having a very expensive piece of technology that doesn't run software. The course syllabus is here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It takes too much time. You can read it yourself, but we have no tests in this class. Everything is based on the 7 assignments and the bonus assignment that we have here. How do you do this class? These are the lessons, and this is the assignments. So these first lessons right here go to the quiz, and these lessons down here go to assignment 1. So I recommend you just start with the first one and work your way down. For the quiz, this first lesson and 5, 6, and decimal numbers is where most of the questions come from. So 2, 3, and 4 take you to how computers work, and that's interesting, but there's not much there that's part of the quiz, but I recommend you look through that just in case you don't know much about computers. But 5, 6, and decimal numbers are where all the questions come from the hardware quiz. So just review those, particularly if you don't know how to convert binary and decimal numbers. I stress that, and then go take your whack at the hardware quiz. The next assignment, programming assignment 1, comes from this. Go ahead and read these first two to write your first computer program, and then these right here are a series of examples on how to take a problem and create the opcodes and operands for that. So I have a problem, and then I show you in videos and in simulations how to write your opcodes and operands, what do each of the opcodes and operands mean, and then how to write the HTML. I recommend that you open up Notepad and do these, and then open up HTML-Kit and write the code and see how it works. If you just read it, you won't get it. If you do it, then you'll understand it. And I have then 2 more. So here's another problem, and you'll see that your assignment 1 looks just like this, in that it gives you, I want you to do this, and then you have to provide me with 2 different things. One, you have to write it using opcodes and operands, like this right here, and then write it as JavaScript. You can't run your opcodes and operands. That's just a logic issue. You're going to tell me what steps it takes, and that is inputting a bunch of numbers, moving them to registers, then doing the math, and then sending your final solution to memory. Then JavaScript, again, you're going to be writing the same problem or solution, this time using JavaScript. And I can have you doing it 15 different ways. Visual Basic, Java, it doesn't make a difference what we use. We're just using JavaScript here on how to solve that problem. And then I have a video here that walks you through how to take your opcodes and operands and change them into JavaScript. You need to open up HTML-Kit and do this. If you just watch the video and then try to do the assignment, you're going to be lost, and it's going to take you much more time. Same thing with the rest. All the rest of the assignments, I have lessons, and then I have the assignment. If you just try to do the assignment first, you will take 2 or 3 times as long and probably not do it correctly. You need to work through these, and that is, so let's just take this one right here. I give you a problem, and then I have you break it down yourself. And you should try to break it down yourself, and then check your answer to what I have, and go, oh, okay, I see what I did wrong. Now you're going to take this and turn it into a human algorithm. You should do that on your own. Then come down here and go, oh, okay, I made a mistake. Now I see what I did wrong. And then take that human algorithm and turn it into a flow chart right here. And then if you didn't do it right, you can see by my answer what you did wrong. And again, I have videos in here also to show you how to do it, and then how to take that flowchart and human algorithm and turn it into JavaScript. Again, if you're just looking at this and not writing the code, it's going to take you so much longer, and you'll be so confused you won't be able to do the assignment. So take the time. I recommend that you, for this class right here, if you're an online student, you should block out probably 2 hours 3 times a week, just like we would be doing in class, to spend on these assignments. If it takes you less time, no big deal, then you can stop, or you can start moving on to the next week. If it takes you more time, then you have Saturday as your fallback to actually work a little bit more on the rest of that. But if you wait until Saturday afternoon to start doing the assignments and the assignment and the lessons, you are going to be very frustrated in this class, and you probably won't do very well. Another thing, for programming assignment 1, with the opcodes, if you copy and paste your opcodes into an email to me, I will verify that they are correct. And if you copy and paste your JavaScript into an email to me, I will verify it's correct. So there's no reason why you can't get 100 on assignment 1. But if you email to me at 11 o'clock on Saturday night, I can guarantee you I will not be able to respond, because I will not be on that late on there. So you need to get everything done a little bit early, and then you get everything verified, and then you guaranteed 100 on assignment 1. Can't beat that. I provide that service to you just so that, especially for the assignment 1, but I do that for every assignment. If you want me to verify what you're doing, I will do it. The last part of this is very important also. Go down and read all this down here, but the most important thing I want you to take away from this down here is you should be looking for your first job starting this semester if you haven't already started. You can't wait till you graduate. If you wait till you graduate, you're going to find that you're 18 months behind in your search, and you probably will not likely find yourself a job, because the jobs are not on monster.com. The jobs are by word of mouth, by talking to other IT professionals, getting relationships, and having people say, hey, John has an opening for part-time whatever, and you can start as part-time and then work yourself into full-time. But if you sit on your hands and just do classes until you graduate, pretty much guaranteed you're not going to get a job, because you're going to find that you're way, way behind. If you're a woman, important thing is, as women in tech, you want everyone should join every one of these meetups so you get emails whenever they're going to meet. You should join the meetup Women in Tech if you're a woman, and you should also go to Women in Tech down here. It's a organization of 200 IT professionals that are all female, all local, and they want to help you get a job. Last thing is, you should have a business card. That business card should be future networker, future programmer, whatever. You want to have business cards so that when you go to any of these meetups, people are going to be handing you cards, and you want to be able to hand a card back. All right. If you have any questions, I'm just an email away. Go ahead and get your discussion in, do the lessons, take the hardware quiz, and do assignment 1 before next Saturday.